All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started. And again, I'm so thankful that you are all here. Now, good morning again, everyone. My name is Sharon Stewart, and I am the Women Veterans Coordinator for South Texas, Texas Veterans Commission. I'm a proud Army vet, and I spent 21 years, 6 months, and 20 days in the Army, not that I counted. But during my first 11 years in the Army while I was enlisted, I was a photojournalist. I spent the last 10 years of my military career as a signal officer. Now, I want to start off by thanking you and welcoming you to Operation Homefront, Home Ownership Basics for the Military Community Explained. This is the third webinar in the four-part series. Now, we started the mission by conducting reconnaissance and mission analysis. Now, twice during my military career, I was a plans officer. So those of us who are involved with the military planning process know that a strategic plan for advancement creates goals, objectives, and strategies that can lead to a winning outcome. As a quick reminder, the Texas Veterans Commission is a state-level agency that provides assistance to the military community, such as filing for VA disability claims, providing mental health advocacy and training, education, employment, entrepreneurship, grants, healthcare advocacy, and we're one of the few states in the nation with a robust Women Veterans Program. Our Women Veterans Program consists of our program director, Dr. Kristen Matthews, who, along with being the program director, provides assistance to the women veterans in East Texas, Catherine Smith, who covers North Texas, and of course, myself. And yes, we're all veterans, and we're all very proud of our military service. Also note that here at the Texas Veterans Commission, we don't turn anyone away. Approximately 30 to 40% of the clientele that we assist are in fact male. Also, please be advised that conducting this event and of the future events in this series does not denote an official endorsement by the Texas Veterans Commission of any of the agencies, services, or products. But we do want to acknowledge and thank the participants who are volunteering their time and expertise to help us today. And VLB is actually a sister agency, so we totally support each other. Also, please note at the conclusion of today's webinar, a $50 gift card will be awarded to the participant who can answer the most questions right. So please pay attention and please take plenty of notes. Now, please allow me to introduce today's facilitator, Ms. Mallory Morris, the lead Veterans Landlord Marketing Coordinator. Mallory, can you please introduce yourself and tell the group just a little bit about yourself, ma'am? And thank you so much for participating today.
Oh, thank you so much. It is an honor to be here today. I just love partnering up with our sister agency, the Texas Veterans Commission, but I also have a soft spot for the women's division because y'all are my people. My name is Mallory Morris, and I am the lead outreach and marketing coordinator for the Texas Veterans Landlord. I am located up in the DFW area, but I can serve and help anyone. We have marketing coordinators all around the state that are ready to help serve you and tell you what is, in our opinion, Texas's best kept secret that we are ready to tell the world. I am a proud granddaughter of my grandfather served in World War II and flew with the Flying and Fighting Tigers. My brother-in-law is active Army. So while I have not served our country, I am proud to sit in the treehouse and help educate you with all of your benefits and to try and make this world a better place than where we previously found it, because there are benefits for you popping up everywhere all the time. And people like me just want to make sure that you know your benefits. So today we are going to talk about the Veterans Landlord. And some of you may have heard of us and know about some of our programs. Some of you may not know anything. But my goal at the end of today is to make sure that you know everything about us and help answer any questions, and also continue to be a continued resource for you as we move forward. So this is actually someone who participated in the Veterans Landlord and got a loan through us. As Sharon mentioned, we are the sister agency of the Texas Veterans Commission. We share a call center with them. The number below is some phone number that you should have in your phone, and it's 1-800-252-8387. And it is a live call center. And everybody but Michael is a veteran in the call center, but he's been there 20 years. So we consider him practically a veteran of the agency. So let's get started. A little bit of history about who we are. We are a part of the state agency, the Texas General Land Office, that is actually older than the state of Texas itself. The General Land Office was created as a thank you for those who fought for Texas independence. And if you like trivia like me, our first land commissioner was John P. Borden, and that is the same Borden whose family has the all the dairy products in the grocery store. The Veterans Land Board was created in a constitutional amendment that was passed 3-1 in 1946. And it was created as a thank you for those who fought in World War II, and all of those servicemen and women who came back could come home and start their American dream of owning land. And we had our first land loan in 1949. And as you can see, we have expanded our programs to now where you can get your home through us. We can do home improvement projects. We have nursing homes, and we have a cemetery program. So I want to give you some Texas state facts. Did you know that Texas is the second largest veteran population in the country? We are growing so rapidly because of all the benefits that we have for you in this state. We are expected to overtake California probably by 2030. We are the #1 state for female veterans. And if I have any female veterans here, thank you for your service, and happy and very belated Happy Female Veterans Day, because that was in June. And also, we are the #1 state for post 9/11 veterans. We have roughly 1.6 million veterans living here in Texas, which equates to about 9% of the adult Texas population. And why are people moving here? It is because of benefits like what I'm about to share with you today. It is property taxes. It is, discounts on all these types of things. So Texas is quickly becoming the best place to be. And this is going to be our agenda for the day. I'm going to talk about what we're most known for, and that is our loans and then our land auctions. But then I'm going to talk about something very important that none of us on this program probably need today, but it's going to be something that we're going to need to know about for the future, and that is our nursing homes and our cemeteries. Let's talk eligibility requirements. The #1 idea that people have about us is that they had to have enlisted in Texas to be eligible for our programs. And that is simply not true. With the Veterans Land Board, you only have to live in Texas 1 day to be eligible. And if you have a mailing address that has a Texas address on it, you are now a Texas resident in our eyes. Now, that being said, we want you to get a driver's license pretty quickly after you move to Texas. But here are some other eligibility requirements. While Veterans Land, or the word veterans is in the Veterans Land Board name, if you look at the left side of the screen, we take care of more than just veterans. And that's why I like to say the Veterans Land Board takes care of you from the moment you sign the dotted line here in Texas to join the military to your last breath on earth. So our eligibility requirements, you can be an active duty military member, a member of the Texas National Guard, a reserve component military member having completed at least 20 qualifying years for retirement, a veteran having served at least 90 active duty days unless discharged sooner to a service-connected disability and not dishonorably discharged. And we also help surviving spouses of a veteran who was listed as missing in action or whose death was service-connected. So this is a wide variety of people that we can serve, and you don't have to be a veteran to take part in what I'm about to talk about. Let's start with what we are most popular for, the land loan. Only in the state of Texas can you get a land loan like this. You can borrow up to $150,000. The interest rate's a little high. It's 6.95%, but here is where we come back at you. We only require 5% down for a 30-year loan, and we also have no building requirements. Most banks make you put down 20 to 30% to start out with, and they make you build within 6 months. Now, we have just gone through 2 years of the coronavirus. Building materials are still scarce. Builders are still backed up. to build these dream homes, and we have no building requirement. So that means you can take as long as you want to build that dream home. You can leave it as farmland if you want to, or turn it into hunting land. As long as you're happy, we're happy. Some of the requirements that we have for our land loan is that it has to be a minimum of 1 acre, access to a publicly identified road, and it can either be zoned residential or agricultural. So we get a lot of questions about commercial and like wanting to build a business on a land. That is something that you won't be able to do with us. Now, let's say you do buy your land and then you want to do something commercially with it after the loan's been paid off. That is going to be something between you and the county and getting your land rezoned through the county. And another question that we get is, if I'm 100% disabled, what about my property taxes? That again is a county issue. And it's my understanding you fill out the form once and then you are good to go. And most counties, I believe in Texas, waive property taxes if you are 100%. And some counties will even give a discount for those under 100%. But again, you need to contact your county tax assessor's office for those questions. Next, we're going to talk about the housing assistance program. A lot of people get confused about their VA benefits, and I'm going to let you know that we are all at the same amusement park when it comes to your VA benefits. It's now that you can use the tickets for your VA with us on our ride. And I use that analogy because I'm from Myrtle Beach, and amusement parks and, putt-putt and all that, that's what I grew up with. So let's talk about our home loans. You can now borrow up to $647,200 for your home loan. The loans are underwritten by our participating lenders, and you can find a lender on our website. Most lenders are only allowed to advertise in 10 counties at a time. So I recommend that you go look in some of the bigger counties like Dallas, Travis, Bexar County. If you live in, let's say, a county like Bowie, and I'm just using that for an example because that's one of my counties and it's a very rural county, and you don't see a lender in your network or in your county, that doesn't mean we can't help you. You can choose any lender that lives in any city in Texas. And also, I'm going to mention credit in a minute, but there are lenders out there that I know personally that are in our network. They want to help you build your credit so that you can help buy your dream home or your dream piece of land. And if you are somebody that is in that category, reach out to me at the end of our seminar, and I'd be more than happy to put you in touch with one of our lenders. So the veteran must occupy this home as a primary residence. The eligible property types are single family, townhome, or condo, must be originated in conjunction with FHA, VA, or conventional financing. And we do loan terms 15 to 30 years. Now, here is a great part about why you should consider the Veterans Land Board. We give 0.5 point lower in interest to veterans that have over 30% disabled or disability with the VA. So every Friday, our loan or our interest rates change at 5:30 p.m. And we have a rate for those under 30% disabled and ones that are over 30% disabled. We set the interest rate, so that is also something to consider when you are, considering shopping with a lender. And I'm going to talk about too how all of these loans work together, and that's another benefit of why you want to come through the Veterans Land Board. Next is our home improvement loans. Not a lot of people know that we do this. And the first bullet point is, I think, one of the most important ones to share with you all today. The veteran selects the contractor. We want you to be comfortable with who's coming in your home. So the home improvement loans, you can borrow up to $50,000. You can do multiple projects under one loan. There's no down payment. And we do, just off of the top of my head, we do everything from roof, kitchens, bathrooms, foundations. We can build a fence in the backyard. I know we can build a small shed. We cannot build like big garages that are, attached separately from the house. And because we live in Texas and it's probably one of the hottest summers that we've had in a long time, Another big question that I get is about a pool. We don't do pools, but we will put a jacuzzi in all of your bathrooms, and that may be of interest to some of you. But we have a list of everything on our website under the home improvement loan page of all the projects that we do and don't do. If there is a project that you want to do, you don't see it on either list, please reach out to me or the wonderful folks in the call center, and we can help answer that question for you. And this loan term is up to 20 years. And remember that discount that I mentioned for the home loan? Guess what? We give a discount on this loan as well if you are over 30% disabled with the VA. It's a one-time closing with full funding after 4 days, and the loans are originated by the Veterans Land Board. A couple of important things to know if you are interested in a home improvement loan. You must have homeowners insurance, and the work cannot have been started already or the materials purchased before the money is dispersed to you. And I did mention that the veteran selects the contractor. It must be a licensed contractor. I know many of you were taught how to do home improvement type stuff while you were in the military. And unfortunately, you cannot be the contractor yourself. You have to hire a friend, that has to be licensed. And also, I want to give this opportunity to give a shout out to TVC, because I do know, and I've met so many veterans who have learned how to do home improvement projects while they were in the military, that they make their own business when they get out of the military and become licensed contractors. So if you are not aware of TVC's employment and their business registry, contact them, because they have a free business registry for veteran business owners. And also, this is a way too that I like to not only help a veteran business, but we also get to help a veteran family fix their home. It's a win-win situation for everyone. And again, if there are any business owners on this call today, reach out to TVC, sign up on their business registry. They have a logo that you can use for your social media. And as we all know, veterans love helping other veterans. Next, we're going to talk about, I think, probably our most popular program that we have, and that is our land auctions. So 4 times a year, we have quarterly online land sale auctions that is foreclosed land from veterans that we only give military families first right to buy back first. The minimum bid on each tract equals the appraised value, and bids are due by the end of day of sale. And you can actually use our land loan to finance your bid up to 95% of the sale price or the appraised value, whichever is less for qualifying veterans, and properties are sold as is. So how this will work is we will put the properties up 60 days before the auction. So as you can see, our next auction is going to be in October. It'll probably be at the end of October. The ones that I've seen this year, the end of the auctions always happen at the end of the month. So we should be putting up those properties, I believe, sometime in early or late August, early September. And we don't know where these properties are until we get them, because foreclosure is actually a legal process. And we had 8 properties in our July auction that we just had. And if this is something of interest to you, we would love for you to check out our properties. And, like I said, we don't know where they are, but usually they are out in the middle of nowhere, which is now a huge trend right now of veterans that I'm talking to. They want to buy land out in the middle of nowhere where they don't have to see anybody or talk to anybody. So this could be an option for you. And also, I do want to mention, let's say that you have a property, or one of our properties is $100,000 and you bid 120 and you win. You can use the land loan to finance the $100,000, but then you will have to bring the $20,000 in closing costs. And if you have any more questions about this, our website has a ton of resources for this, but you could also reach out to me in our wonderful call center. Next is our type 2 public land sale program. So this is pretty much anything not sold to veterans or military families in the first go around and left over. we will give to the public for a chance to buy. It's a first come, first served basis. And the purchase offer must exceed or meet or exceed the sale price. And the interest rate for public is a whole percent higher. So theirs would be 7.95. And tracks and forms are available at vlb.texas.gov. I highly recommend, if you are interested in any of our loans, click the forms tab that is in the top right-hand corner and read everything underneath the loan that you were seeking to do. Now, let's talk about some magic here. Veterans can use each loan program more than once. Let me rephrase that again. You can use these loans as many times as you want to. I talk to veterans all the time now, especially women and minorities. If they have ever had a dream of owning a land portfolio of different properties for inheritance for them and their future children and family, you can come through the Veterans Land Board and do that. Because as soon as the loan's paid off, you can come back to us and buy it again or do something else with us again. Veterans may participate in all loan programs simultaneously. So this is what is really unique, because only in the state of Texas can this happen. If you get a land loan through us and then go acquire a construction loan with someone else, because we, as you can see at the bottom, we don't do construction or refinancing loans. And then once the house is built, the Veterans Land Board is going to come back in and buy those two high interest loans, roll them into a low interest home loan where you have the option of choosing your VA benefits, or you can do FHA or conventional. And then we're going to give you a 0.5 point lower in interest as a thank you for your service if you're over 30% or more disabled. And then 90 days after you've been in your new home and you decide that you want to use the home improvement loan, you would be eligible. Now, let me say, if you are in a home right now that needs home improvements, you can go ahead and use that loan. You do not have to wait until you buy land, buy a house, and then be eligible. So that's how they all work together. And too, think about this: if you are in this housing market, which is crazy right now, if you buy a fixer-upper, you can use our home improvement loan to fix some things in your house, and that's another idea. So let's say you buy the fixer-upper through VLB, in 90 days you will be eligible for the home improvement loan. Loans subject to credit approval. We look at debt to income ratio and credit worthiness because we want to give all military families a chance of owning their dream piece of property and their dream home. So if you are on the fence about whether or not you think your credit score could qualify, reach out to me. Like I said earlier, we know lenders that want to help you and want to see you achieve, owning your dream piece of property or your dream home. And, even if you think you don't qualify, again, come talk to us. And once again, the Texas Veterans Land Board cannot be used for construction or refinancing loans. Next, let's talk about something that none of us are ready for, but we may know somebody that could be ready for this. I actually broke my ankle at Christmas almost 6 months ago. And I never thought at the age of 36, I would be living in what was pretty much a retirement home. We have 9 nursing homes around the state. We are building our 10th one right now in Tarrant County that will be behind the Tarrant County VA. It's going to be named after the Tuskegee Airmen. And these homes are not just for veterans. They are for veterans, spouses, and Gold Star parents. And what is really important to know about these homes is that all of them have memory care units. I didn't realize that most private nursing homes, not all of them are equipped to handle Alzheimer's and dementia. And if you are 70% or more disabled, your stay is completely free, including medications. And also something to consider when you have, or if you want to stay in one of our veterans homes, is that we do not go after your assets like a private nursing home would. You get to keep your Social Security and you get to keep your disability. So that is something huge for military families who need next of care. Now, earlier in the presentation, I said you only have to live in Texas one day to be eligible for our programs. When it comes to the veteran nursing homes and the cemetery projects, you do not have to be a resident of Texas. We have actually had residents come from other states to stay in our home. So for any of you that have elderly parents and you are getting concerned about maybe having to put them in a nursing home, come talk to us, because you can get them here, get them closer to you here in Texas. And also another thing, a lot of people ask about how what's the availability of our homes. As far as I know, not all of our homes are not even 50% full. I think the El Paso one is the only one that is relatively full. But even if that's the case, let's say you live in El Paso and you have a loved one that needs 24-hour care right now, we can put that loved one in a home nearby. And then once that home has an opening, we can transfer that loved one to El Paso. But we are really excited about adding our 10th home that's going to be in the Fort Worth area. So if you know of anybody that needs these services, we actually have a VLB representative at every home. So you can call that VLB rep and get information for your loved one. And because we love our residents in our nursing homes, our chairman, George P. Bush, created Mail Drop in 2020 as a way to encourage safe community engagement with our veteran residents, because we didn't know what was going to happen during COVID. And as you know, the elderly is one of the most vulnerable populations that we have. And we still have this program where you can go online and sign up to be matched with a veteran, and you can send letters, pictures, cards, and that leads to a special program that we still have called the 100 for 100, which we just recently had a veteran resident in our Tyler home turn 100 years old, and he received over 1,000 birthday cards. And we started this drive in 2019. It's one of our most popular programs that we have that we do on social media. So if you do not follow us on our social media channels, which I'll put at the end, please do, because we would love for you to send birthday cards to our residents. We do a Valentine's Day card drive. This past year, we got over 1,000 Valentine's Day cards for our residents, which is also really special. And then next, I want to talk about our state cemeteries. And we have 4 around the state in Killeen, Mission, Abilene, and Corpus Christi. And we follow a lot of the VA guidelines for the national cemeteries, but here's what you need to know for you and your spouse. Everything after you get into the gate is completely covered. So you would only need to have to worry about the casket, the transportation, and the flowers. And then that leads me to talk about, I think, what is our most special program that we have at the VLB. And that is our Unaccompanied Veterans Burial Program that was started by Chairman Bush in 2015. And essentially, this program will bury a veteran with no known next of kin for free with full military honors at one of our 4 state Texas veteran cemeteries. All eligible veterans are now interred with honor and dignity, regardless of where they may have found themselves in life. And we actually invite the community to come out to these, these ceremonies, because we don't want anybody to be buried alone. And it's a wonderful way to honor a veteran's life and their commitment to our country. And if you are interested in attending any of these, I'm going to put our newsletter sign up in the chat, and you can click that box, Unaccompanied Veterans Burial, to be notified when we have these ceremonies. We're notified last minute, so you have about a week notification for these, but we would love to have you attend one. I know that we have one in Mission coming up, I believe, next week. So if you are in that area, we would love for you to come. Next is our Voices of Veterans program that we have, where we want you to tell your story to us. This is an oral history that you will do most likely over the telephone, but you can tell your story about your time in the military, because we think it's important. Even if you were the janitor while you were in the military, that is an important story, because we want future generations to know the sacrifice that you made for your family to serve our country. And these recordings are not only put on our website, but we actually take that recording and put it in our office next to artifacts from the Alamo, which makes you a record part of Texas state history. If you are interested in sharing your story with us, please reach out to me, or you can contact the call center to get a hold of Monica, who conducts these interviews, and we would love to have you a part of our Voices of Veterans family. And that's going to conclude my presentation today. And this is our call center number, 1-800-252-8387. We are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 5:30. We have our wonderful website, vlb.texas.gov. We even have a little chat bot now named Maverick that can help answer basic questions. And then these are our 4 social media channels that you can follow us on: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. We are also on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. I love to interact with veterans on LinkedIn. Please come find me. And then here is my information. One of the things that I pride myself on is being accessible to our veterans. That is my work cell phone number. You can text it. That is my email. You can scan the QR code to sign up for our newsletter, or I'll also put it in the chat. But if you also work at a place that hires a lot of veterans, call us. We want to keep sharing the news about the Veterans Land Board with people, because if you transfer from another state to Texas, the likelihood of you knowing about the Veterans Land Board is going to be slim to none. And we want to keep sharing what we're calling Texas's best kept secret with you and with families moving to Texas every day.